itself cannot be rationally defeated. The second feature of whence to which we must now turn concerns the deep internal inconsistency, partially concealed by the book's form, between its concept of radical choice and its concept of the ethical. The ethical is presented as that realm in which principles have authority over us independently of our attitudes, preferences, and feelings. How I feel at any given moment is irrelevant to the question of how I must live. This is why marriage is the paradigm of the ethical. Bertrand Russell has described how one day in 1902, while riding a bicycle, he suddenly realized that he was no longer in love with his first wife, and from this realization there followed in time the breakup of that marriage. Kierkegaard would have said, and surely rightly, that any attitude whose absence can be discovered in a sudden flash while riding a bicycle is only an aesthetic reaction, and that such experience has to be irrelevant to the commitment which genuine marriage involves, to the authority of the moral precepts which define marriage. But now, whence does the ethical derive this kind of authority? To answer this question, consider what kind of authority any principle has which it is open to us to choose to regard as authoritative or not. I may choose, for example, to observe a regime of asceticism and fasting, and I may do this for reasons of health, let us say, or religion. What authority such principles possess derives from the reasons for my choice. Insofar as they are good reasons, the principles have corresponding authority. Insofar as they are not, the principles are, to that same extent, deprived of authority. It would follow that a principle for the choice of which no reasons could be given would be a principle devoid of authority. I might indeed adopt such a principle from whim or caprice, or from some arbitrary purpose. I just happen to like acting in that way. But if I then choose to abandon the principle whenever it suited me, I would be entirely free to do so. Such a principle, and it may even be stretching language to call it a principle, would seem clearly to belong to Kierkegaard's aesthetic realm. But now the doctrine of whence is plainly to the effect